Hey everybody, and welcome to day 16 of the V.E.D.A challenge, vlog everyday April. And I'm going to be answering a couple of the questions that you guys submitted to me yesterday. I'm feeling a lot better right now, although I do kind of have to bitch about what happened at the dentist yesterday. 1 second, let me adjust the camera down. Okay. I don't know what the hell was going on, and the last time I went there to have the extraction, they had used so much Novocaine that I was numb pretty much the entire ride home. This time, and I was numb the entire ride home, and I was numb at least like 2-3 hours after I got home, which is about how long it takes for the pills that they gave me, the pain pills, to kick in. This time, I don't know if they used less Novocaine or whatever, but I was hurting on the ride home. So I was in absolute fucking agony until I could get home, take the pills, and then I still had to wait like 45 minutes to 2 hours for the pills to work. So I had a different dentist this time. Apparently they specialize in molar extractions. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that was really fucking awful. But I'm glad people left comments because it helped me take my mind off, helped me think about what my answers would be. And I was also just playing a little bit of Minecraft and kind of derping around on the server. So I'm going to go through a couple of the questions right now. There's a lot of questions here, so I might actually split this into a couple days. Namely because, well, I'm having trouble thinking of what to do for the rest of the V.E.D.A challenge. I know there's a lot of stuff in the news that I might comment on, but we'll see. But let's take a look at it. Face Killer asks, what's your favorite cookie? I want to say those Neapolitan, like, somewhat triangular shaped ones that have, like, the strawberry chocolate and vanilla. Those are all pretty cool. Seabot2 asks, how many people is Emotions? 12. Crippled Bazooka asks, what was middle school and high school like for you? What club sports were you in? Middle school was actually pretty damn miserable. I was always the fat kid in school, so they were constantly making fun of me for that kind of shit. And there was about 5 or 6 people that they seemed to have a personal vendetta against me. They would like skip lunch just to make fun of me. They would follow me around. They would do horrible, horrible things. I actually at some point was close to becoming suicidal because of those fucking people. I hated every minute of middle school. Until I finally got the hell out of there. I was every day when I was nearing the graduation and promotion to the next school, which I was going to be going to a private school next year, and which I specifically requested because I knew if I went to the public high school, those same assholes would be there torturing me. So one day I came home. And nobody else was here because I guess my mom was out doing something else. And I just had a tape recorder, and I vented every single thing they had ever done wrong to me. And pretty much just because I was spending so many times in those classes with those people, my last 6 months at that school, I had actually been assigned as a cadet. And because in your 8th grade at the school, you can, instead of having a class in one of those periods, you can actually help assist another teacher in their class. So I was the assistant in the computers class. Unfortunately, I ran into a lot of idiots who didn't know how to use their fucking computer, and of course I couldn't call them immature or tell them to grow up because they were in 6th grade. They were 2 years younger than me, so I was actually getting made fun of by people 2 years younger than me in 6th grade. When I was in 8th grade, when I was the upperclassman, they were still making fun of me, and I couldn't do anything about it because I'm supposed to be the more mature person. I'm supposed to be the bigger man. And I can't use a phrase like that because, again, that's a fat joke. So I run into a lot of problems in middle school. I really, really kind of hated a lot of the people I encountered. High school was considerably better because I started going into a private school. And one thing that just shocked me, the thing that just came to mind, just amazing, we had gone to like a beach get-together just as like a welcome to the school thing for all the freshmen, the 9th graders going into the school, and they had like this, like, they had a whole banquet table out there. They had like rice and beans and all kinds of stuff out there, and I had gotten a big plate of rice, and I put like A1 and hot sauce on it, and I'd mixed it up, and I sat down in the sand to eat it, just to kind of watch the ocean, talk to my friends, and have my dinner. And this guy, he was running so fast, and he stopped, and he kicked up sand, and it fell all over my food. And the thing that shocked me was that this person said, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I'll go get you some more." That would never have happened if somebody at my middle school had done that. They would have done it deliberately. It just shocked me that he didn't deliberately try to ruin my food. He wasn't deliberately trying to be an asshole. I had never encountered anybody like that in my school before. And I was like, oh my god, this school is going to be fucking incredible. Unfortunately, I failed out of freshman year at that school. I pretty much blame it on the fact that I got a graphing calculator that year. And I know what you're thinking. I did not spend the entire class playing video games on my graphing calculator. No, I spent the entire class programming video games on my graphing calculator. And so I failed like my English class, and I failed like my history class, so I had to take them at the local community college to try to get those points back, and then I failed it there. I hardly have no offense, I was just really young, I didn't know how to budget my time correctly. I had been pulling all-nighters, working on that computer downstairs, like sleeping for 20 minutes at a time, going through all my old history books. This was before we had internet at the home. So any research I had to do at the library at the college. So I had to go through all of our books, all of our encyclopedias to find information about the stuff. I didn't know how to put together proper essays and stories, and I ended up getting really shitty grades for those like couple of years. Then, of course, I moved to a new private school because I still refused to go back to the public school because I knew I'd encounter those assholes that I went to school with in middle school. And high school was actually much, much better. I was actually fairly popular. I started drawing comic strips. I actually had people that were like, "Hey, did you draw any comic strips today? I want to see them." I had a really weird sense of humor. If I could find any of my comic strips, I don't think I have any of them. I used to have them scanned on my website. My old website that I had when I was in high school. That was actually on GeoCities, if you remember GeoCities. Wow. But yeah, I used to draw webcomics. I actually wanted to go into webcomics, but then once I graduated from high school, I wasn't so bored anymore, so I didn't really have time to draw comics. But there were people that really liked my stuff, and they wanted to say, "Hey, did you draw a comic today? I want to see it. I want to read it." And a couple of them got it, some of them didn't really get it. I had to explain it to them, but it was a very weird sense of humor, my kind of stuff. But yeah, high school actually was much better for me than middle school was, because middle school was absolutely terrible. High school was not bad. I had a lot of people that knew me, and I was definitely on the track to being pretty successful. Unfortunately, I went to college, and everything fell out of crap in the industry, and I was unemployed for several years. I'm employed now. Things are finally starting to get back together. But what clubs and sports were you in? He continues to ask. Clubs and sports, I was not really any. I definitely was not into any sports. A friend of mine, actually, we started a club called the Animation Club, or the Anime Club, because we wanted to get together at lunch and watch anime. We had to expand it into the Animation Club and show all kinds of different animation. So we were and unfortunately we ended up after only about 4 weeks, and then the teacher that was hosting the club, I'm going to mute the computer, I think his wife or girlfriend or something was having very bad health problems. Of course, I didn't find this out until much later, because he had been showing up like really late to school sometimes. He had been like skipping class when he wasn't scheduled to have a sub. And then I'd see him the next day and he's like, "Hey, what's up? You up all night partying last night?" And I had no idea that he had probably been at the hospital or caring for his wife or something. So I kind of feel really bad about that. But I had no way of knowing. I had no way of knowing that his wife was sick or whatever was going on, because he didn't let on. He just kind of fell out of touch with everybody, which sucked, because he was a really cool, he was our chemistry teacher. Science, and then it moved on to chemistry the next year. And he was really cool. And it sucks that he kind of fell out of touch with a lot of the students, and he had to have a sub for a lot of the times. The sub, which actually turned out to be bipolar. So some days he would be awesome, other days he would be the most grotesque, evil asshole you would ever meet. and it would just kind of flip-flop without any sense of, wow, what's this guy doing? One day he had us. He treated us to playing the Dave Matthews Band during during class, just to listen to them. And the other day he just got, and then the next day he would come in and give us a pop quiz, and with like 5 questions, if you get any of them wrong, you fail the fucking class or something. And I'm kind of rambling now, but yeah, that's what middle school and high school was like for me, I guess. I will continue answering questions tomorrow. If you have any more questions for me, just leave them below. And I will see you guys next day for day 17. Take care.